All right, I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube on how to keep your dog from howling or crying. And this is what I did, is I put the crate right next to my bed, and we used that pad in there because being a puppy, it would poop and peep and randomly, so we had to change it every night for at least 2 weeks until it got used to the cage. So what I would do is I would stick my finger in the cage when we first went to bed, just so he knew that it was time for bed and I was there. He could see me, I could see him. And I did that for about, maybe 3 nights. I left my finger in there just long enough for him to calm down and lay down. So that worked. Then after that, after 1 week, okay, 3 days with the fingers. This is, of course, this is what I did. Doesn't work for everybody, but this is what I did. After a week, I moved the cage down to here a little bit, just a little further without putting my fingers in it, but he could still see me, and that worked out. He didn't cry. He knew I was there. Also, let me move this for a second. I have this white noise that I use for myself, so that sort of calms him down. Okay, and then after maybe a week and a half, I'd move the cage a little further down. He could still see me. Again, that worked. He didn't cry. He could see me. He knew I was there. After, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, I moved this cage down to this end. I moved this vase out of the way, and I moved it up against this wall. Now, he didn't cry. That worked. We did that for maybe 3 weeks until he got used to his cage. Now, this is not for everybody. If you have a bigger cage, you'll need a bigger room. But this is basically for puppies. The dog was 8 weeks old when we got him. Now he's about 5 months already. But I was looking at videos on what people did to keep their dogs quiet, and it wasn't what I did. There's some people say keep a piece of clothing inside the cage or next to the cage, or your socks or your shoes or anything that involves you and your scent. So after 3 weeks being out against this wall, and I'll rearrange everything and I'll show you what I did. All right, so after 3 weeks, we moved him in the laundry room. And the first 15 seconds after we left him in here, he cried. But that was the end of it. He never cried after that. And he's been sleeping in here ever since. Now every night we move him. When I drop him down, I move him a little further away from the cage, and he runs right into it. He knows it's bedtime. He's got a system down. I also have an old radio, an old boom box that I use for sound. Again, it's between channels, so it just sounds like my other unit in the bedroom. So that works for me. And then the pads, we still had him in there for maybe 4 or 5 weeks until he stopped doing his thing in the cage, and we took the pads out. Now he hasn't done it since we moved him. He doesn't poop in the house anymore. He doesn't poop in his cage. Of course, you got to watch him every few hours. We take him out, and now he's just starting to bark at us when he has to go outside. So this worked out. I hope this helps. The pads, you really want to use the pads until he's done being a puppy. It takes a while, but we got him to learn not to poop in this cage. by doing what we did. I hope this helped. You can look at other videos. Other people have other ideas on how to do this, but for me, it definitely worked. Here's a picture of my dog now. He's almost 5 months. He started out at 1.9 or 1.7 pounds when I first got him, and now he's almost 5 pounds. And he's going to be small. He probably won't be more than 7 total. So, again, subscribe, and I always have more videos coming your way. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the bell.